Welcome back, happy hookers. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to create another beautiful crochet coaster, and this one is stitched in what's kind of commonly known as a farmhouse style. So if you go on Pinterest and you're interested in different patterns for farmhouse crochet coasters, it always seems like a mouthful to say that, you'll find loads. So I'm using a 5mm hook and I'm using Cedar #1 chunky yarn, which I find works really well. So the first thing you're going to need to do is create yourself a magic circle. I'll pop a link above to how to create the magic circle. If you don't like the magic circle or you prefer not to use it, you can simply chain 5 and then join that chain 5 to form a loop. So once you have your chain 5 in a ring or your magic circle, what you're going to do is you're going to chain 4. This chain 4 is going to act as a double crochet and a chain of 1. So we're then going to place another double crochet into our chain and a chain 1. And you're going to continue placing a double crochet and a chain 1 all the way around until you have 10 double crochets in the centre. And don't forget that that original chain 3 does act as 1, so you're technically going to be placing another 9 double crochets into your magic ring. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So think about there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more. Okay, so once you've done this, you're going to pull your magic circle shut if you've used that method. And then you're going to locate the third chain along here. So this is the top here of our double crochet. This is our chain 1 that we want to keep. So it's this stitch next to it, can you see? Which we want to be slip stitching in and joining. Perfect. Now I am going to place a stitch marker here so I know the last stitch of the next round. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 1. We're not going to count this chain 1 as a stitch, and then we're going to place a single crochet in every stitch all the way around, if that makes sense. So we're going to single crochet into, actually we're not going to single crochet into there because that's the stitch that we're coming out of, so we're going to single crochet into this stitch here. Then we're going to single crochet into the top of the double crochet. Then we're going to single crochet into the chain 1 space, the top of the double crochet, the chain 1 space, and keep going all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick count. So this was our first stitch here, because this was our chain that we're not going to count. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 2 more stitches to go. So 1 into the chain space, and then our final one, which will go into the top of this double crochet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do another quick check, because it is, sorry, I have my stitch marker in my mouth then. It is so important that you have 20 stitches here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So this is going to be our slip stitch. And we're going to just place a stitch marker in that so we know that that's the last one of the last round. So we're going to do exactly the same as we did on this round, where we're going to place double crochets and chains. So we're going to chain 4 to make our first double crochet and our chain, and then into this next stitch we're going to place a double crochet and a chain 1. So you're going to double crochet and chain 1 in every stitch all the way around, and you should have 20 double crochets when you get back round to the end. If you've got more or if you've got less, you're going to need to obviously add one or take one down to make sure that you end up with 40 stitches for the final round. Okay, so we're nearly back at the beginning. I'm just going to do a couple more, and then I'm just going to do a quick count up to make sure that I'm on track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So as I thought, I've only got one more to place in this one stitch here. For 20 rather, and then I'm going to take that out. I'm going to locate my third stitch along, counting back. So I've got my top of my double crochet. This is my chain 1. So I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that stitch there. I'm going to place a stitch marker in that stitch so I know where I'm at, and then we're going to place another round of single crochets all the way around. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, we're going to ignore the chain 1, and we're going to single crochet into this chain 1 space. Then we're going to single crochet into the top of that double crochet, into the chain 1 space, and into the double crochet. And you should end up with 40 stitches when you get back round to your stitch marker. Okay, so I'm going to do a little count up now that I'm close to my marker. So this was my chain 1, so I'm ignoring this, and this was my first stitch, so I'm going to count from my first stitch. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 20. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 30. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I need 2 more, which is great. So I'm going to place 1 here. I'm going to place 1 in the place where my stitch marker was. I'm going to make sure I miss this tiny little stitch, my chain, and then I'm going to slip stitch across and into there. And then I'm going to place my marker into that stitch. So now we have the final row, which is where we create the beautiful edging. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the first stitch, and then we're going to place 5 double crochets into this second stitch along, okay? So we're going to skip the stitch after, and in the one after that we're going to place a slip stitch. We're going to skip, and then we're going to place 5 double crochets in the following stitch. So remember, skip and then a slip stitch, and then you're going to skip and place 5 double crochets, and you're going to complete that until you get back round to the end. Okay, so I've now just completed my final group of 5, and as you can see, I should have 1 stitch left, and the place where I placed my stitch marker, which was where I originally came out of. So I'm going to take my stitch marker out, I'm going to skip, and then I'm going to place a slip stitch into that stitch. I'm then going to fasten off. Now I like to do 1 more to fasten off. First of all, I'm going to cut my tail, and then when I fasten off, I like to pull it through 1 more time, and then pull it all the way through and pull that down nice and neat. And then what I would do is I would take a darning needle and I would finish it off. And we can do that now by weaving in this end all the way back round to the beginning. So sort of along here, in and out the stitches. Like so, making sure that I'm kind of pulling that bit in. And what I would try and do is get as close as I can to the original one here. Go for a couple more. And then once I've done that, I will tie them together. Probably go for 3 knots, and because these are going to be placed one way up, I mean they are technically reversible, but I tend to leave myself just a tiny bit of thread just so that it's not going to come undone when I wash them. And then if we turn that over, we have our farmhouse coaster. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and you can make yourself some lovely farmhouse crochet coasters. I post every Friday, so please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see when my next video is up. Happy hooking, and I'll see you soon. Bye.